Welcome to 10 Minutes with Tony Scott. Thank you for tuning in. This week's show is brought to you by Tommy Chicago's in Mendota Heights. If you like pizza and you're anywhere near Mendota Heights, check them out. My personal favorite is the Chicago-style deep dish pizza. It is so good. Tommy's caters for big events, and they love hosting teams and big groups for parties. So many great stories came out of our YHH Quartacular presented by Gentry Academy last weekend. Here are just a few. Number 1 Andover fell to Rochester Saturday in an epic finish. Andover had a shorthanded breakaway where player Weston Knox was dragged down from behind with just over a minute left. Could have been a penalty shot, but wasn't called that way. Rochester went on to score an empty netter because Andover needed to win the game, so they actually won the game 3-1. What an exciting finish. Sticking with the Rochester theme, tied 1-1 heading into the third period in the quarterfinals Sunday, Rochester Edina Green traded 8 goals in 12 minutes, with Rochester winning 6-4. Rosemount Squirt A's made their mark on Saturday as well, trailing 3-1 and needing a win to advance, scored 4 times in the third period, including 3 in less than a minute, to steal a win from top-seeded Eden Prairie. Arizona's 05 team traveled up to Minnesota and faced several top Squirt B teams. They took out Edina Gray and Rosemount Blue, who were both top 5 teams in our rankings. And for 2.5 periods, they hung tough with OMG Gold before finally losing 6-1. But the real news was watching OMG's Squirt A team battle to their 3rd straight Squirtacular championship. This team had 0 returning players to a Squirt A team, which is an almost unheard of fact. Regardless, this year they picked up where the other 2 teams left off and have not lost in 22 games this year, extending their A team's 90-plus game unbeaten streak. One observer said in the lobby after their win, "I'm going to start calling them Edina Maple Grove." In other news, White Bear Lake beat Grand Forks in the Dick Johnson Pee Wee AA in Roseau. Check the tape from last week. After a pile of grief with some experts in the Northwest, I'd say I had some props for that pick. At the Duluth Icebreakers in 12A, Roseau took out Andover, putting the Rams in the staff rankings for the first time this year. Andover's 10A waltzed through their way through the 10A and won that title. They have a very nice team. This week's featured Nouse prospect is Garrett Worth from Duluth East. The 9th grader had 2 goals and assists this past week for the Hounds. The Hounds won last night, and another 9th grader and another Now prospect, Ian Mayju, had 2 goals. The future's very bright for Duluth East with those 2 and Luke Lemaster. This week we're going to make only 2 predictions. Edina will sweep the Eden Prairie Winter Classic. The Bantams will beat either Park Cottage Grove or Sartell, maybe even Wayzata in a rematch of last year's crazy final. In the Pee-wees, Craig Johnson's A-team will take out Tartan for the 2nd time on Sunday. Tweet of the week. This week's Tweet of the Week may be the Tweet of the Year. It comes to us from Cisco Scanson, presumably an OMG dad who sent in a pic of his son Sawyer. This priceless pic with him and his OMGHA and YHH pancakes made my day. Thanks, you guys. His tweet reads, quote, "A Squirtacular Sunday pancake breakfast before the big game Sunday. Good luck to all teams," end quote. Boom Roasted. This week we're going to take a break from Boom Roasted. We'd roast dads and coaches who got the boot from the Squirtacular, but that wouldn't be nice. Getting booted from game is embarrassing enough, so we'll hold off. Thumbs up. We have a few of them today. Thumbs up to all the people that helped put on this past week's Squirtacular. From the front men like Kurt Rowling, Todd Hauk, and TJ Madison, or the college kids like Ben Smith, who helped us corral 10 PA announcers and scorekeepers over the weekend, and the real unsung heroes, all the men and women who are employed at the rinks we play in and behind the scenes to make our event great. Also a thumbs up to Gentry Academy, who really made our event even better by handing out game pucks and pins to game MVPs. These pucks and pins were in very high demand, as were their booth that was filled with people finding out more info on the school. Final thumbs up goes out to the owners of the Minnesota Magicians, who stepped up Monday to help us put on a great game day environment for the players. The kids entered championship rink to a fog machine welcome, rocking music, and a really cool light show. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. We're having a blast watching this show grow into a fun 10 minutes for all hockey fans in Minnesota. Have a nice day.